My name is Margie, and my husband and I live in the picturesque hills of western Pennsylvania. This is the story of how we rescue an iconic, neglected dairy barn, rich with history and overflowing with possibilities. There is just so much more to buying a barn and owning a barn than I thought. Well, there's junk everywhere. Because I don't know, sometimes farmers just keep stuff, everything actually. I don't think they ever threw anything away. And then of course it hadn't been a working farm for a long time, so then it just became like the junk pile of everything. And so before you can actually move into the barn and use it for beautiful barn things, you got to get all the crap out of the way. And so we had, it was covered in vines and trees that were actually coming through to the inside of the barn, which is probably one of those reasons why the junk hunk said, I don't think so. But turns out that the gal, Marianne, who is my next door neighbor, who told me about the house, now she's my next door neighbor, her daughter actually got married in the barn like 20 some years ago. And so she was trying to help me convince the junk hunk that this barn was worth more to save than it was for the barn wood. And so she brought down her photo album and he looked through it, and of course she had it looking absolutely beautiful for the wedding, and so he could kind of see my vision then. But the work, guys. So there were vines all over the outside and in the ground wire and up in the roof and in, so much work, just so much work. But it's all gone now. We got it all cleaned off, and I'll link some pictures of what it looked like before and what it looks like now. We have one little section that we still have to do, but that's because we have some more repair work that has to get done. So guys, in the ongoing saga of our story of hashtag Save the Barn, one of the other things that happened to us was that, well, there were all these trees on the property, and not the good kind of trees. It's a whole bunch of old, nasty pine trees that were just dropped here. And you know, you don't want old yucky wood close to a wood barn, because old yucky wood could have like termites and things, and you don't want them close to your barn. So when you buy a barn, guess who has to move all this wood? You do. So that's expensive. But a little bit of truck noise there. This is real life, people. This is not, you know, this is not Hollywood. This is Pittsburgh. So, but even that, God provided some like really cool things, because I put an ad up on Facebook Marketplace, because as you'll see, and I will link to some other pictures of just how much wood, because guys, we're gonna pan and show you some of this wood. This isn't even half of it. The amount of wood that was left here is unbelievable, but some of it was good wood. Some of it was oak and hickory and cherry, and it was great for people to be able to burn in their furnaces or whatever. And so I put a ad up on Facebook that said, hey, come cut your free wood. Well, I had several people that came and cut a bunch of wood, and the junk hunk said, you know, it's going to take 50 years for people to come and cut down enough wood of firewood for us to be able to actually use this property. We're gonna have to pay somebody to come and move these logs. Well, I didn't want that to happen, because we don't have that kind of money, because, you know, we're a YouTube startup channel. So subscribe, you know, follow us on Facebook, up here and Instagram. And I'll be honest, I'm old, so I don't even know how Instagram works, but hey, all you young people, I got so many pretty things you want to see. So these nice gentlemen came the other day, and he messaged me on Facebook and said, can I just take the logs to my house? Can I just come with a skid steer? And that's a barn term. Well, not a barn term. It's a farm term, a skid steer. I didn't know what that was. Apparently you haul logs and stuff with it. I don't know. So these wonderful gentlemen, these young guys came and they started like taking the logs, and of course, you know, they didn't take them all, obviously, because we're videotaping these logs that are still here. But they took the ones, they asked me, which ones do you want us to take? Do you want us to take them from a certain area? And I thought, well, we really need to be able to put more gravel down here so you can drive around the barn. And so they were kind enough to, oh my goodness, they hauled so many logs. They had 2 trailers full of logs that went out of here. And they were kind enough, all this stuff over here, guys, all of these logs, they were up here in this area, and they brought their little, you know, little moving thing. I don't know what it's called, because city girl here, not a farm girl. But they pushed them all. They pushed these ones down here out of the way, and they said, do you want us to make you a little path up here so that you can get through? And now granted, you know, they did, and they pushed all the yucky logs that I guess, I don't see, this is how the city girl I am. I don't even know about like bonfires and stuff. Apparently you can't burn pine stuff in your house because it like is a thing. So all the wood that we have left is only good for bonfires or campfires or fire pits. So they said, do you want us to move all your junky wood to like one place? And I'm like, yeah, that'd be great. So these sweet gentlemen like pushed some of the yucky wood up there. Now we still have, if you need yucky wood, I have it. It's free. Come see me. But they made this like really cool area that we can come down past the silo and come down through here, and you'll be able to drive out that way. But you'll be able to see like the muddy mess that's up here. And guess what? Guess who has to pay for the muddy mess to get tamped down before we can add gravel? Because like that's not an easiest thing as you think it is. Who knew? Probably other people that probably looked into that stuff before they bought a barn. But if you watch our channel, you know I'm not much of the planning person. So, but look at this, guys. Look at the mess that's up here. You can see we've got like wood for days, people. Wood for days. Oh, and they're farm implements. But these are rusty farm implements that are broken. So those they were buried underneath logs. But these are broken, so these will go for the scrapper. But look at all the mud back here, guys. So you can't really drive on this. Because, like, look at it. Like, you can't even see my shoes right now because of all the yuckiness. But, well, this is going to take thousands of dollars worth of gravel. How do I know it's thousands of dollars? Because I already did the other half, and that already cost me thousands of dollars. So, hashtag save the barn. Buy my stuff. So cost number 123,000 doesn't cost that much money. It just seems like it's 123,000 things that have to get paid for. This is actually a door. It's a door that's broken and rotted, and it's supposed to go over here so that we can close the doors to the lower end of the barn. But guess what? This one has to be repaired. Well, actually this one has to be remade. So guess what that means? Money, 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 money. That's what it means. Lots and lots of money. But it's so worth it because, guys, when you see the inside of the upstairs of the barn, you're going to go, yep, they did the right thing. They saved that barn. Hashtag save the barn.